I guess it's time for a Miata update. We got a couple things figured out what exhaust we're going with, and I'd say the first official aftermarket piece for the car's got here. And it's small, it's stupid, but it's gonna be a stupid amount of work for what it is. We got a bright shift boot. Yeah, the thing was unnecessarily expensive. I kind of regret buying it, but you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna spend probably a long time trying to put it something stupid, because I've looked at some videos and I have to take more or less the entire center console out for something like a boot. So I'm gonna probably make the video over this. I haven't had the chance to do anything over the Miata in a minute, because it has been balls freaking cold outside in Oklahoma. We have had nothing but ice. Tomorrow it's supposed to start like freezing. I think it's supposed to get back to normal. Hopefully they'll start doing stuff then. But yeah, the exhaust we're going with is from Black Widow, so it's axle back. Unlike the Accord, I miss that Accord so much. Unlike the Accord, which was a cat back, it replaced everything from my Cadillac converter back with straight pipes, which I kind of hated that, and we already had plans to get rid of that, but you know, things happened. With the Miata, we're doing an axle back, so we still keep the cat, the mid muffler, and we just delete the rear muffler and replace it with an aftermarket one. So this way, it's a little bit louder, but it's still, you know, somewhat quiet to the point I can have a conversation with it and it can daily it and not bug everybody. It's the right type of noise. It's like, you can tell it makes some noise when you want it to be, but when you don't want it to be loud, it's quiet, if it makes any sense. I'm really tired and I'm struggling to talk. After that, I'm not really all sure what we'll do for a minute. I might just start recording car meets like I said I've been doing, like I said I'm gonna do for a while. Because again, this is a more common chassis, so stuff's more expensive. BC coilovers, it's like $1,200 for this car. Wheels, it's gonna be a whole new ordeal again, but it should be a lot easier to find stuff for this car because, you know, people do stuff with these cars. Other than that, I'm not really sure. Eventually we're gonna peel all that plastic dip off and look at painting it black, maybe. I'm not sure yet. Maybe white, I really don't know. I haven't had a lot of time to really think about this car quite yet, and I'm not sure what I want to do with it quite yet. But I will keep you all posted on everything. My Hot Wheel wall, by the way. Do you see this? Do you see how big this thing's growing? I have Hot Wheels. All of them are real cars, by the way. We have those. We have these special editions over here, and then we have the minis right there. I sort of need to build a little bit on it. But yeah, small update, and I think I'm just probably gonna cut to me putting this thing on. So yeah, this is stupid. All right, fast forward a couple of days. I am now putting on this shift boot, which I only got 10% left, and had a kind of a long day, and I've worked in a couple of hours, so I'm gonna make this quick. I'm gonna kind of show you how to take the center console out of these things, which is actually pretty simple, and I might get to the boot later. So, all right, to get these off, there's 2 bolts on the side, which has 2 little covers. We just stick a flathead in there, and it just pops up. There's 2 in there, and I'm pretty sure this is the 05 center console out of the NBs. All right, once I got these 2 out, there's these 2 inside the center console, which is usually under these little flaps. For heads up, this is out of the 05 NB. This is out of the 2nd generation NB. Mostly just switch this over because obviously I'm doing a black interior swap, and because these actually have cup holders. The 1st generation NBs, they had an ashtray right here, and I don't smoke and I didn't need an ashtray, so I'll swap over to this. Plus, you know, it's black and this helps me out. But yeah, these 2 screws here, and I don't think there's actually a switch on this one. I think it was for the 1st gen NBs that they had the switch, the screw. But yeah, it's just these 2 screws, and then the whole thing should come out. And just like that, with both removed, we're going to pull up a little bit on both sides. And just look at that, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming out. So once you get this up, there is obviously the window switch you have to unhook, and then after that's unhooked, the whole thing should just come out. So now usually you just unclip this clamp, and it takes this out. But as you can see, I have a couple of things wired in. So I'm not actually going to be taking this whole thing out. But if you are going to remove the whole thing, that's basically it. Once you get this unhooked, it all will come out. But what I'm getting is actually right here, so I don't really have to take this whole thing out. I don't really want to because all this is in the way. So I'm just going to take these 4 bolts out, and the whole bracket comes out, and the boot should too. And with our last screw removed, we now have ourselves one boot. So our new boot is right here. We got the Bride. I'm not sure how this is going to go on. Honestly, if you want to look up how to get this boot on, if it's just replacing like a regular OEM Miata boot, it's just these small clips that go through these small holes. As you can see, that goes through it, and that's basically all that's all around. See, with this, it's different though, so I'm probably gonna have to cut holes in it. But if you're just replacing a Miata boot, that's really all you have to do, and then obviously all just goes back in. But yeah, so that's how you replace a Miata boot. I'm gonna try to get this on, and I gotta hurry doing it because I work in 2 hours. So, so if you're wondering how you get your aftermarket boot on your bracket, basically what you do is, here's the OEM one. You put the OEM inside of the aftermarket, and I got a paint pen, and I went through all these holes, marking it on the boot. And then since this is a different type of material, you don't really want to cut this because then it will start unraveling. So what you want to do is you want to use heat. That will, you know, burn a hole through it, and it will kind of like seal off the little like stitching, so it won't unravel. So just get a solder iron and poke it through wherever you want it, and then you just kind of reassemble it like that. And what you have is now an aftermarket boot on the bracket because it went through all the teeth, and it's on there. So really all it's have to do now is just put it all back in. All right, just like that, all 4 of these are in now. This boot is officially in the car. So far it's only happening on one side. If you can see it, some of the stuff is kind of overlapping right there. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's really not noticeable. Like, it's really not noticeable at all unless you like really look for it. It's really the only side doing it. All these other sides are perfectly fine. It was kind of expected because there was a lot of excess with this aftermarket boot, considering it's a lot bigger. But honestly, that's really not noticeable in the slightest. But really, honestly, just not even like having it all connected yet, looks a lot better. It's gonna sit a little bit shorter though. There it is. It looks kind of gross. I might get an extension eventually, you know, to kind of shift up here more. I don't really know yet. But yeah, I'm gonna bolt all this back in, which, you know, you should obviously know how to do this now because you're just reversing what you just did. And I'll get back to y'all for the finished product. Alright, it's now time for the finishing touches. It already looks a lot better. So the car's on right now because it's charging my phone, and I can tell it's not dying because I still have 11.4 volts on the battery. So now we have to make this look as not disgusting as possible until I get an extension. Oh no. It looks deformed. No! No, it looks weird. I'm getting all on there tight. And it's straight. No! It looks weird. Actually doesn't. Actually looks really good. No, like I said, I'm gonna get an extension because, like, I like how this car feels, but I kind of want to shift from up here a little bit, if it makes any sense. Like, yeah, that looks actually a lot better. You can definitely tell it's an aftermarket shifter. Yeah, that actually looks really good. I really like that a lot. But yeah, everything went back into place as normal. I don't know if I like her scrunchie there anymore. I don't know. I'll mess with it. But yeah, everything went back to normal. It all went back into place except for one washer, which honestly, it's not coming out anytime soon. But yeah, there we go. That was the Miata's first aftermarket install. Like I've been saying, I think exhaust is next. I will be ordering that exhaust within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Just gotta move some money around, and you know, also shipping. So it might be a little bit on that exhaust. I might start posting car meets if y'all want to start seeing that more, because, you know, I don't want to go like a long period of time without posting anything. But yeah, that was the first aftermarket install, and it was, honestly, it went pretty well. Got it done in about 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm just gonna have to find an extension for this, and I think I'll be at 100% where I like it. But yeah, I'm trying to make a different pace of this channel, like kind of a different, like,
you know, kind of, I don't know, like, because, like, my last videos have seemed all kind of depressing and just, like, really saddening, and I don't really talk that much. But I think I'm going to try to change the channel a little bit and kind of get more uplifting and probably bring in some more viewers to get this channel really moving again. But other than that, drop a comment what you want to see done to this Miata, if you want to drop a comment, that is, of course. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you when I see you.